Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars and Keeve YouTube channel. In this video, we're at the final step of getting Haley here, my Telluride, its ceramic coating. We've done a decon wash. We have done the first rotary polish on any car, full car, and especially my car. The last time I rotary polished was a year ago. The paint came out immaculate. Looks amazing. The coatings we're fixing to have, they gave to me. For this, I have their 8-year on one car, 3-year on another car, and their Hydrolite on another car. So this one is going to get the 8-3 stack, which is a combination of their 8 and 3-year to kind of give the best of both worlds. We have the dirt repellency and the chemical resistance of the 8-year, and we have that graphene water spotting prevention that the 3-year has. So the first thing we need to do is to use the app polish. Now we've already polished the car, but it says polish, but it's an adhesion promoter polish, a panel prep. Just cleans, right? And that's kind of what it does. It does a panel prep and it gets the dip clean, a little bit more gloss. It doesn't have much abrasive in it at all. It's just there to kind of open up, swell up that paint, like I said, and get it ready to accept ceramic coating. And I've used it on a hood, half and half, and the app made the leveling significantly easier, especially for somebody who may be doing it for the first time. It is a very big bottle. And it can do a lot of cars, That's a big investment if you're just doing one ceramic coating in your car and you're not going to do it for years. So that's one thing I do say is they don't have any smaller bottle than this yet. So best thing I say is use it, give it to a friend, pass it around the neighborhood, let everybody get a little bit of the app when they're doing their cars. And then, at least it's worthwhile that way. I have this 8mm SPTA that I got from Amazon, and I really haven't used it. And 8mm is the highest throw that you can go when using the app polish, because if you go any higher, you work the product too much, and it kind of cures and really doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which is kind of open up those pores. And that polish you can just leave on there for up to a day before you remove it. Do not use a rinse and stamp on towel. Make sure you use just a dry towel to remove it. But you really don't need that. You can get a random orbital sander from Harbor Freight, Amazon. You don't need anything expensive or crazy. The SPT I think was $60 or $70. It may have been a little, it was a Black Friday deal. I forget how much the Ryobi is, but I'll link below one from Amazon that a lot of people like. We have the new DIY Detail Type 2, 8 and 3-year. The Type 2, the biggest thing is the way it's packaged and that it has better instant bond technology that it says, and it's PFA free, which is the main reason they basically had to create these. If you open the bottle, it should last 3 to 6 months. Unopened, I believe they say at least a year. Code Cars and Keeve will save you 10% at DIY Detail or the House of Rags. So for the leveling, we have 2 different towels, but really truly, you just need 2 different colors so you don't get the 2 mixed up. So the initial wipe for me, I'm actually using the Final Level. And then the last wipe I'm actually using, you're gonna be like, why are you using that? Well, I don't have any other towel to use. But the Dirty Boy from the House of Rags, it has a pearl weave on one side, and the other side it has a microfiber, just regular microfiber weave. So to me, it's not as thick. It doesn't have as much GSM, right? Absorbency, but it's softer to me, and I like that pearl weave, and I just find it's just easier to run across the surface for me when it comes to that final kind of buff off. Well, enough talking. Let's get to doing the app polish itself. But before we get to that point, check the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you've seen or heard about the hype points, if you have those or seen those and you think I deserve them, give me some hype points as well. That really helps smaller channels grow. It's a thing that YouTube has created for smaller channels that are less than 500,000 subscribers to help them grow organically. So let's get into the fun. It needs to be a dry pad. We just put 3 specks on here, and it doesn't have to be that big. And this goes a long way because remember, we're not polishing here. It's called a polish, but it's not really. And we got those 3 on there like that. And you don't want to be at the edge of the pad. You want to kind of in the middle. Basically, just go with trails. As the trail disappears, that's when you're going to want to put more on here. You don't have to wash this in between panels. This thing should do the entire car and should be basically the same color in the end because the car should already be clean, right? It should be deconned. It's already been fully polished. Now, this is a good thing to use as something to use if you're not going to do a polish. If you just did a full decon, you want to put a sealant or a ceramic on there, but you don't want to do a paint correction or anything. The polish is going to give you that gloss enhancement and that deep clean you need to get a really good bond. We're doing this for the first time, right? I want to use this in an inconspicuous spot just in case something goes wrong or I'm not doing it right or something, that it's an area that somebody isn't going to see me screw up. Start right here. And we're literally just doing this. One pass. And we could probably go faster than this. I'm just making sure I get some good trails. And you don't have to overlap these trails. We're not doing a double work. That's how we're able to get this done much faster than a polish, because we're just doing one run. We'll get these areas right here. And that's it. That's all we're doing. No pressure, nothing, just quick trails. So on areas that you can't get the machine to, all you need is a microfiber towel at polish. Say for like the wheels and stuff, something that's much harder to get, you know, all in there. Just a microfiber with at polish. Just rub it in there and then do your wipe off. Areas that you can't get to, same way. Only do your windows if you're going to apply the ceramic coating to the windows. So like the A3 stack works well with this on the windows, but if you're using a glass specific coating, check with the manufacturer. I know with DIY Detail or C6, their Hydro Glass works better with the panel prep on windows than it does with the app polish. As you can see, we still have trails all the way out here, and we started way down there. So you see how far this goes with just those 3 dots. I'm probably just going to go ahead and do the other side of the roof, and then we'll do the wipe off because we can let this sit as long as we want. And the reason I'm doing that is because I can see where I was before. If I wipe it off now and I go to the other side, if I went beyond the midpoint, I'm just wasting time going to an area that's already been done. And when I do this, see how the 3 dots? I'm going to move my 3 dots somewhere else. So it's kind of priming my pad in different areas. I may have put a little too much, but it'll just last longer. I've never owned a vehicle this large before. I mean, well, let's say outside of high school, I owned an 86 Ford Crown Victoria LTD. That was a big old girl. I own some minivans, but they're not this big. Go ahead and do this pillar. I'm on 1. I need to be at 3. So you can just do, like I said, this. You see the trails. You know where you've been. If you're going fast, you can go back and forth on the same line, or you can just go about this speed. You see how much coverage we're getting? We're covering a very large area in a very small period of time. And with a waffle pad, it conforms to the panel a lot more. So you're getting into the curves even when you're running across it. It doesn't matter what direction. There you go. You can see the trails. We're covered. Now, is the app polish absolutely necessary? No, it's not. It's nice to have. Like I said, I've done it on a panel. I've tested it. It works better with the apps. So I'm going to take the extra time to do it this way. Plus, it gives me a nice deep clean, a little extra clean before we do the coating. Correction light is a good thing to have. I mean, if you'd already done a polish before this, you should already have had a correction light, at least something. A flashlight, I mean, anything is going to help you see the glare from what you may have missed. You know, up close to this, what you can see here, just doing some wiping. See those trails? That first initial kind of push, you're just kind of like pushing it around, and then you come back and that gets the rest of it up. Remember, dry only, no damp cloths. And we're done. That paint looks crazy. You know, I was actually just watching a DIY detail video just to kind of make sure I was doing things right before the ceramic coating. And I even in that video had shown that if you have like a white panel, this is one of my vinyl ceiling panels. If you shine a light against it, it creates a reflection against the surface. So in a lower light area or on a darker vehicle like this, you can use the angle and looking for that white to see if you see any glare or anything from where you may have missed a spot on your wipe off for your app polish, and also for high spots when you're doing your ceramic coating. So before we get into the 8-year, I want to make sure you guys know there's a difference between type 1 and type 2. Type 1 A3 stack, you need to wait about 2 hours between the 8-year and then putting the 3-year on top. If you do 2 less, the solvents from the 3-year will actually start to break down the 8-year, and you're just gonna kind of create a mess. So you have 2 to 8 hours on type 1. On type 2, with its quicker bonding, it's 1 to 8 hours. So after an hour, you're good to go. So basically for me, it's go around the car, do one time, and by the time I get done, it's probably gonna be about an hour because I'm slow. All right, we have our 8-year ready to go. I have my applicator pad, I have my 2 towels. I try to keep those 2 towels within reaching distance of the hood. Windshield wipers are up. I went ahead and did that. So if you have a Telluride, turn the car on, don't push the brake pedal, don't start it. Just turn the accessory on, then turn it off. And when it turns off, you pull the windshield wiper lever up for 3 seconds, and then they'll just kind of go out like this, and then you can bring them up. But be cautious. Make sure that you're pretty cured if you're doing the windshield before you drop them back down, because when they drop down, you turn the car on, they're gonna want to slide in. So you definitely don't want to do that right after you just did the coating. You want to make sure it's cured for a good bit before you do that. Make sure we shake the bottle, keep this nearby so you can keep your flow. We have our pad here. We need about 8 to 10 primered spots. Or maybe a little bit more than that. But when we first start out, it's going to be a little thick, and we're going to have to spread it around. So I'm going to start here in the middle. You can see how wet that is. So we just keep on moving out from that towards the edge. And go back to that middle part, grab some more. You can see how that's flashing. When it gets about half, it's about time to wipe off. And this is quicker bonding, so we don't have to wait as long. Oh man, that is slick. This is the best part. I hate wipe off, but the wipe off of a ceramic coating is the best part. It's just so easy. And then I come back with this one as the final buff. Continue on to the next panel. We're just going to add 2 or 3 drops. Keep on moving. If you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. You see, we're still laying down. So you can see that flash off. See that right there? Watch when I hit it with that towel. Gone. See over here? Gone. Easy wipe. If you can see it. See that spot right there? Gone. Now, if you do end up getting a high spot, the first thing you can do is just try to reapply some more product to the area and then wipe off, because the solvents will help, you know, kind of fix that. If not, you can go back and try a little bit of app polish on a microfiber. Try to get that area. I went and turned on my Ryobi light, this thing right here. It takes 18-volt batteries, 40-volt batteries, and it can plug straight into a wall. So it's 3 different power sources. The only problem is the base is like really big and bulky. If takes up a lot of room, and it can't spin. It's like in a fixed position. Now windows, I can see the product, but if the windows feel a little grabby, so it's not always a telltale sign when it's grabbing that you're short on product. Yeah, I mean, I can see spots, and the minute I hit them with this cloth, instantly gone. This is when the satisfaction kicks in. This is when you're seeing the results. You're seeing the labor that you put in to prep this and get it right. So this coating lasts as long as absolutely possible. You've done everything. You haven't cut any corners. Still got a good bit in there. I think we could have used a little more product. I think I was a little conservative in some areas, and then towards the end I was starting to use more and more and more, and I still got that much left. So when I say 2 or 3 drops per panel, I don't know if it's a panel this big. Half of this door might be the 2 to 3 drops, and then do the bottom part. So, you know, lessons learned here. We'll do that when we do the 3-year, which is about to happen. But it took 2 hours and 7 minutes, and I was basically doing it nonstop. It's just, I'm slow, I'm tedious, so, you know, but we got it done. I'm wore out. I could just stop right here and have an 8-year on the car and be good with it. We have a 3-year, and we have to do it tonight. It's about midnight. So let's chug along and get this 3-year. I'll show the 3-year real quick on the hood. I mean, it's literally the same thing as the 8-year. Oh, and by the way, the 2 towels that I used for that, they survived the whole thing, and this thing hasn't gotten crusty at all. I have a bucket back here of Renaissance microfiber wash from the House of Rags. I'm going to dump these in there. It's like 1.5 ounces to the 3 gallons that are in there. It's kind of my pre-soak bucket before it goes to the washing machine. And yes, I know I'm going to get killed in the comments. I didn't wear gloves when I did the 8-year. My hands are now ceramic coated. They're not on fire, so that's good, right? But we got the gloves on now. Will they last the entire car? I don't know. I just got these from Home Depot. I hate the feeling of gloves. I hate the sweat that you get inside the gloves. Shake this one up really good because it's got the graphene in there. That's a lot of primer. Okay, I can tell you one thing difference is it glides a lot easier because the surface is already slick from the 8-year. The flash is the same, that oil slickish flash. Oh, it's double slick now. That's crazy. Oh, the second towel is just nuts. Wow. That's the 3-year on the hood. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of the car and time lapses. We did enough of that with the 8 years. The exact same thing. The only difference is the 3-year goes on a little bit smoother. It isn't as grabby. It is a much slicker process because there's obviously already a ceramic on there. It just goes on easier. Flash is the same, wipes the same, everything is the same. So it's been about 3.5 days since we did the install. Here's the initial water behavior. Now talk about repelling. This is also going to let you know if you did a good job or not putting your install on. Did you miss a spot? You know, when you're checking out panels. 1 hour after application, you can drive around in the water, the rain, whatever, but don't touch it with a contact wash or any soap or anything for at least 3 days. It is 2:30 in the morning and I am wore out, but I'm telling you what, the results are worth it. And I did wear gloves, but now you have to guess in the comments, when did these gloves come off after that camera turned off? Did they stay on the whole time? You'll never know. Our 2 leveling towels go into the microfiber wash. Ceramic coatings are different nowadays. They are so easy to use and install. I remember years ago, I was trying to do CSL and XO and it was like just frustrating because it's not the type of, I like this type that kind of flashes off. I don't like a sweating coating or anything like that. I think I just like this better. The good thing about the 1-to-8-3 stack is if I did miss a spot with the 8 and came over to the 3, I most likely would have gotten an area with the 3 and that area is good, right? So there you go. Don't forget the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Code CarsAndKeef to save you 10% at the House of Rags or DIY Detail. Hype me up. If you know that the hype points and see the hype points, help a channel out. And I'll see you in the next video. We need to use it in an inconspicuous, first time or on an inconspicuous, oh my gosh. Somebody said I had to pay a kitty cat tax. Come here, bud. Here he comes. Say, hey, Paladin. He's kind of mad at me. He's been meowing at me all weekend through the door, and I've been kind of ignoring him, dealing with the car. Yeah. Say, hey, hi.